Hello, it's me, and I'm here to talk about games. That's right, why else would I be standing here? To talk crap, well, that as well, but you know, games and crap and me talking it at the same time? Pure gold, that's what I'm here for, to talk crap about games. Today I'm going to be talking about Chrono Trigger. Wait a minute, not this version, although I do love this version as well because it's also Chrono Trigger. How could you not love Chrono Trigger in any type of version? This is the little brother. Let's go to find the bigger brother, which is the older brother, because he was here first. You go to the older brother because the older brother was here first before the little brother. The little brother could not exist without the bigger brother. The bigger brother is what we're here for. No one goes to see the little brother, everyone goes to see the bigger, cooler brother. That's right. So let's go get the bigger brother. Okay, yeah. Well, let's go to this bottom drawer first. Hang on, it's not in that one. Sorry, that's the wrong drawer. Yep, definitely the wrong drawer. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I'll go up to the top drawer. Oh yeah, that's better. That's much better, isn't it? Yeah. Now. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger. Yes, what a great game. This is an unboxing of the game. I'm not here to talk about the game specifically because this game doesn't need to be talked about. Everyone knows how great this game is. But what everyone may not know is what's inside the actual Super Nintendo box. Because I bought mine so long ago when it was actually affordable to buy. There was a time when this game was actually affordable to buy, and I should know because I bought it when it was affordable. In 2003, I had no idea what this game was. Why would I? Because it was never released here in the PAL version. Australia, Europe, I don't live in Europe, I live in Australia, but we get the PAL versions of the games. We never got this game. So we never really even knew what it was. When I was researching up Super Nintendo games to buy, this kept coming up. And I was like, what is this game? Chrono Trigger. And when I first saw the images of it, it's like, maybe it's a Dragon Ball Z game.
Or at the very least, some sort of spin-off, for all I knew, which wasn't much.
Well, at that time, obviously. Now, I'm here to show you what's inside the box because you may not know what's inside the box because not many people maybe even own the game physically because it's all digital now. And it's hard to get physical because it's so expensive. It really is. I was lucky enough to see that I could buy these games in 2003 when they were affordable to actually buy. Now it's very difficult to get something like this because the prices have just gone out the window. Not that window, the big scheme, metaphorical window. It's just mind-blowing how hard this is to get now, but I can understand it because it is well sought after. That's what I love about this generation of games, but you get all this cool stuff within the box. These days, of course, you're lucky to get a cartridge. If it doesn't say download code, you're actually in the win. You're in the win section. No, we're not going to get a download code, we want a cartridge. And the posters and the instructions inside this very cool looking box.
Now that's something you don't see every day. A near perfect Super Nintendo box.
Yeah, you know what these Super Nintendo boxes are like. I've been there. They're so hard to collect now because they break so easily, but inside it is so special. My cartridge here is very nice and clean. I love this game because it's got great music, it's got great art design. I'm not a big RPG fan to be honest with you, but some games, for me, really pop on screen. And I love games that pop on screen because I like to see things that really immerse me in an experience when I'm playing it. This is obviously one of them. It takes my breath away. If it takes my breath away, then you know it's special because then you don't have to hear me as often. And that's a good thing for some, I'm sure. Not hearing me as often as what you should be hearing me. Maybe that's a good thing for some, maybe it's not as good for other people. For me personally, I like to hear my own voice. Especially right now. Talking about Chrono Trigger and this box, you got the two posters here. The two posters that come inside this, both sides, not just one side. Both sides of this poster has something cool, some artwork to show you what's in this game. They really put that little bit of extra effort into this for you to really get excited before you even put the cartridge in your Super Nintendo. That's what they did back then. They put that extra effort in. That's why I think now collecting these are so much of a value to people because they remember this stuff, the effort they put into it, not only the game itself, the packaging. It was the full package. The full package of this.
And I just want to point out, but I don't mean the very special editions that these companies do bring out once in very limited quantities, then demand high prices even on release, and especially in the second-hand market. No, that's a whole different story. You buy the game straight off the shelf and that's what you get. That one, that very standard edition. And of course, now we do have games like Breath of the Wild. They do give you a map, okay, I get that, but they are very few and far between. But there's very few games that do this, which comes down to the very few and far between that I was just talking about. That makes sense. Well, of course it does. But hey, I still can't find what I'm looking for. The map. The map is in a game, you idiot. Well, I like to hold the minor details within my hands. Thank you very much. Whoops. Wouldn't want to drop the details on account of those hands. I mean, back then, everything was complete and it came together as one, with a very detailed instruction booklet. But what exactly is inside and what details does it entail? Well, I'm going to tell you my tales of what's inside this entailment. I don't think that's a word, but you get the idea. But what I like out of these detailed instructions the most, it comes with its own little miniature adventure guide.
A miniature breakdown of what to do in the game. If you aren't sure of where to go, what to do, there's a miniature version to show you what you should be doing when you're playing this game.
Which suits me down to the ground. Otherwise, I may not be able to get around these worlds without it.
Because I'm not very good at RPG games. So an instruction booklet like this for me is pure bliss, because I really need this. This is what I need, because sometimes I get a little bit lost in what I'm doing and what I'm saying and where I'm going. Where am I again? What am I saying? I get lost all the time, especially when I ramble on about things that I ramble on about. I can't even remember what I said half the time. What was I talking about again? I don't have to remember because it's right there in the instruction booklet. That's right. Where to go, what to do, in a miniature version. It doesn't tell you every little tiny detail. It gives you the general gist of the game though. It even tells you, hey, if you don't even know what to do from this instructions, here's a phone number you can call. At a special price, I'm sure.
As it says, call 1-800-255-3700 for a strategy guide. And I guess to be sent out to you, to find all those winning secrets. I'm going to take a guess and say that this adventure guide is actually the miniature version of the strategy guide put into the instruction booklet. If I was a betting man, I would bet on my own guess here. I don't think I'm wrong, but I could be. But I'm just saying, I don't think I am. Because I bet on myself to win the guess of my bet that I guessed on. Huh? Fuck if I know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here to play the game. And at the end, it even tells you that there's multiple endings. So you know what? There's more than one ending in this game. It tells you at the end. It tells you in the instruction booklet. You don't have to know, you don't have to play through the whole game because it tells you at the end of the book.
Yep, it sure is there in black and white.
It shows you that there's multiple endings, so you've got to keep playing the game over and over again. Very smart, really, because it gives you incentive to keep playing the game over, because you may not know that there's multiple endings.
Sure, these days we got the internet. Oh yeah, we sure do. But have a look at the stuff they haven't even put out there yet.
Not everybody back then would have known that there's multiple endings. You play it once, who's going to figure out that you're going to need more than one ending to beat this actual game over and over again? Who would know that? You finish it once, and then you think, well, that's it, that's over. I'll finish the game, that's the ending, of course.
Well, let's close the book on that chapter. There's the ending on the screen. How was I supposed to know there's more than one ending? Oh, what's this new game plus? The plot seems to have thickened.
There's so many ways to finish this game, and there's so many ways so I can finish this video.
Starting with the simplest way possible.
Thank you, and goodbye. Because I've got nothing else to talk about, let's face it. I've said everything I need to say. There's only so much you can say about what's inside a box. And now you've seen it. You've seen what's inside the box. Hope you liked it, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you listened to all my rambles because I'm still rambling. So if you're still there listening, good for you. And good for me. Goodbye. I'm out. Bye-bye, people. So anyway, thank you for listening to my rambles. If you're here still, good for you. And good for me. Well, you know, it's good for everybody. Goodbye, peoples. Goodbye. And don't forget, there's still a DS version.
With all the cutscenes and extras, this is the superior version. Everything's just a little bit smaller, including the screen.
They're actually very similar to the Super Nintendo, but not quite as detailed. Look, it doesn't matter. This is the ending that I'm going to go with, okay?
This has got such a great soundtrack too. It's really good to end with a strong song. You really gotta have something that's from the OST, which I really love to listen to every now and then because the music really does make me want to play the game even more when I'm not even playing the game.
Look, it's small, it's tiny. That's why it's the little brother, you know, it's more annoying. The big brother knows everything because he's been around the bend. He knows what to do. The little brother really should have been a bigger instruction booklet because he really needs to know a lot more what to do. But you know what? It's time to make history because that's what it says on the back of the box. And you know what? It's getting very expensive to buy these games these days. You got Super Nintendo games especially, you got Neo Geo games that are always expensive. But the Super Nintendo games, when they're complete in the box like that, it's just astronomical of how much it is to buy now. Now I've got it digital, I've got it physical. I do play it still physical on my actual original hardware on a CRT. Yeah, I play it digital as well, when it's a little bit easier just to put it onto a digital file, but a lot of times I play it physical. You know, I like to just have it as well. Sometimes I just want to get that nostalgia hit of playing it of how it was supposed to be played on a CRT with the controller in hand on a couch. What was I saying? Hang on. What was I saying? I don't know. Something about sitting on a couch playing by myself. Gotta get my words clear there, don't I? Yeah, okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know, playing it on the CRT in the lounge room with the controller in hand, just the controller, and maybe a two-player if you got someone else to play it with. It's getting worse. I'm saying these things and it's getting worse, isn't it? Yeah, you know what I mean. Playing it authentically on a CRT with a controller and a cartridge. And instructions to help you out to play the game how it was meant to be played. So thank you for listening. This is Chrono Trigger, the DS version and the Super Nintendo superior version. For now, goodbye. I'll see you next time. And yes, multiple endings. I do that myself because sometimes I film so much, but I got personally multiple ways to finish a video as well, so I can finish it any way but I want to. Which way am I going to finish this? I don't know. This is the one that you're seeing, so this is the video that I'm going to go with to multiple ending myself with this singular ending because this is the ending that you know about. I might have filmed more than once, which I probably did. So this is one of the endings of multiple endings that I have filmed to show you today. Because this is the one that you're looking at, so this is the only one that you know about. So, is there more than what I've said right now? Of course. Look at me. Do I look like I've just said this one time? Do I look like I've just said this one time? Do I look like I've just said this one time? I don't think so. Anyway, that was Chrono Trigger. Yes, multiple endings. That's what it says in the instruction booklet, and that's what happens when you play the game. You may not know that when you play the game, that's why it's in the instruction booklet, because it tells you there's multiple endings. So that's many of multiple endings that you could actually view and see when you play Chrono Trigger.
Or when you listen to me long enough. Goodbye, peoples. Goodbye. For now.